Good morning.
You're on.
My name is Ben Holquist, and I use he, him pronouns. I serve as one of your Board of Trustee members, and I am happy to welcome you all on Zoom and in the sanctuary to the Tahoma Unitarian Universalist congregation. Unitarian Universalists are a community of people who hold many beliefs, many origins, identities, sexualities, and genders. We uphold and celebrate the inherent dignity of every person, which means you are welcome here just as you are. Love is the power that holds us together as we gather in community to seek life's deeper meanings and to celebrate diversity of all living things. We are all growing with and learning from one another. If you are here for the first time, we bid you a special welcome. After the service, I will be in the sanctuary right over there to answer any question. I'm sorry, no, we've moved it. I will now be over here by the red tablecloth. Practice is doing things out of habit. I should do it. But the red tablecloth table right over here. To answer any questions you may have about the Unitarian Universalism or our congregation, or if you have questions about how to become involved in our community, you have picked an excellent day if you want to know how to become involved in our community, because today is our volunteer fair, and we are looking for members and anyone who wants to pledge volunteer time. So right after service, there will be tables set up here with representatives from all our different teams, and they will be able to explain everything you want to know about volunteering at this church or at this community. If you are, I encourage you to explore our website, tahomauu.com. At the website, you can sign up for our weekly e-news that includes information about the important and fun events going on in the congregational life. A few of those events, as I just said, we're doing the volunteer drive right after service today, so don't run away. There is also a cake. On October 25th, we have Light Within the Night, which will be our Halloween festival. It is from 3 to 7 on the 25th, is I believe a Saturday. Third Friday potluck is this coming Friday, 10/17. Doors open at 11:30 here. Right after the volunteer fair here, there will be the artist reception. So there will be multiple artists that have produced the art that's on the walls right now to answer questions, and Patty will talk a little bit about that. And then in December, there will be a art show that will be built around small art that can be purchased for under $75. Patty is looking for submissions. If anybody has art they would like to show and potentially sell. So please reach out to Patty McPhee if you have any questions about that. Nancy.
I just wanted to remind people that next Saturday, which is the 18th, I believe, is a No King's Day. There are protests and demonstrations going on around the country. Indivisible Tacoma is hosting one. I forget the name of the park, just a couple miles that way. A group of people are meeting here at 12:15. What is it, Stewart Heights Park? And people are meeting here. If people want to go as part of our congregation, we'll have our church banner and we'll attend, can carpool over there. So 12:15 here, the event starts at 1 o'clock.
And you can check out our e-news for more exciting things going on within the community. You're invited to join us for social hour immediately following the service right over there by the windows. For those of you who are newer to the community, we have red coffee mugs for you to use if you would like to identify yourself and be approached by people who would enjoy getting to know you. If you take a white coffee mug, we will only talk to you the normal amount. If you are someone who would benefit from a large print hymnal or a hearing assistance device, they are available in the back of the sanctuary on the left-hand table, from my perspective. As we begin our service in this beautiful place called Tahoma by local indigenous tribes and nations, I acknowledge that we meet today on the land of the Coast Salish people, including the Puyallup tribal nation, land from which they were forcibly displaced. I honor the resiliency of indigenous people and stand with them as they continue to protect their culture, land, and water and fight for their visibility, sovereignty, and very existence. Lastly, please set your electronic devices to worship mode. Let us exhale deeply and settle ourselves into this holy moment of sharing and receiving. Let us join together in worship.
Thank you, Mary Ann. That was beautiful. Good morning. I'm the Reverend Margo Reinhart, and I'm the minister here at the Tahoma Unitarian Universalist Congregation. My pronouns are she, her. Because I'm only with you, I am only a half-time minister. You'll only see me here 2 Sundays a month, but rest assured, I hold you close in my heart even when I am not here. Today is a very special Sunday for me because I am celebrating my 1-year anniversary of being your minister here. Serving all of you and the mission of the congregation. Also celebrating 1 year is our administrator, Sean Chitty, and who's hiding in his office. But in his honor, I brought a cake. And you'll notice on the cake is a spider. And all those little spider legs is what Sean does as our administrator, keeping all those jobs kind of knitted together. So the cake is for Sean. And if you see him later, be sure to say thank you for all the organization he's done over the last year. Today, I'm going to be talking about how we must all serve here. As I mentioned, the TUUC staff were part-time and we can't do this job alone. And even if we could, that would not be good for the emotional and spiritual health of the congregation. Because staff doesn't make the church. You all make up the church. And we are in this together. I want to take just a couple of a quick moment. So tech team, I'm about to walk around with the microphone. If there's anybody new today that wants to introduce themselves, don't feel pressured to do this. It's just an offering. If you're new and you want to just say your name and where you're from, how you got here this morning.
Hi, my name is Jacqueline. I go by Jax, and my friend Ellie brought me here today.
Welcome. There's someone else back here.
Hello, my name is Waidera. My first time here, just got to Tacoma like 2 months ago from France, but I'm a native of Kenya.
So from France. Okay, and just new to Tacoma.
I'm Aaron. I started coming here about 3 weeks ago and I've been enjoying myself. I'm from Sacramento, California. I moved here a few years ago and I like the community.
Welcome, Aaron. And wait. Oh, Eric. I know that you're new, but I also didn't want to force you to say so.
Hi, I'm Eric, and I'm originally from Nebraska by way of Seattle. I've been in Tacoma for a little while now. This is my first time here.
All right. Anybody I'm missing? I can't.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ms. Lan with my husband, Damon. I'm from Vietnam, and we will live in New Mexico for 30 years. We just moved here about 3 years. So we found out this church is really comfortable with us. So we very enjoyed this very much. Thank you.
Your name is Lon? Lon, okay. No, I don't think there's anybody new over in the corner. Silent, gonna pause. Okay, okay.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. I'm originally from Texas, moved here a few years ago, and it turns out I live right down the street and I had no idea this place was here. So I'm very excited to be here today.
Yeah, we are getting more and more neighbors from around the corner or down the street.
Hi, I'm Angela, and this is my daughter.
Bijou.
This is our third time here, her second time, and we live down the street.
Yeah. All right. Well, goodness, we don't always pass around the microphone, but I'm really glad I took the time this morning because we are trying to get to know each other better because that's how we build community. And it just starts with learning names and wearing a name tag and learning pronouns and we'll dig deeper as time goes on. All right, that's it for opening words. And sometimes I have a poem and I don't this morning, but I'm just so excited you're all made your way here on this stormy morning.
Good morning, I'm Sheila Wybrow. I'm your celebrant this morning. And you may notice at the bottom, I'm wearing a bunch of hats. I'm the worship associate, the song leader, and the celebrant. And speaking of volunteering, I wouldn't mind sharing one of those hats with one worthy. They're very easy, and it's a great way to connect with people and learn about others. So I enjoy volunteering, but I'm willing to share. So our celebrant this morning is the amazing Betsy Mayer. Yes, no, sorry, the chalice lighter. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. So she will light our chalice, and Betsy has been a long-term member. I think she said 1976. Wow. So she's been here a while. She probably has a few stories she could tell or some things she could tell on about people. So maybe be careful what you ask her. Please join me with the words on the screen. We light this chalice in deep respect for the mystery and holiness of life, in honor and gratitude for those who have gone before. Hope and faith for the generations to come. Our opening hymn is number 67 in the gray hymnal. We sing now together. Please stand in body or spirit.
For life that enfolds us in mountains and hills Hello. Good morning, everyone. It is time for all ages. Um, Typically I would ask that if anybody had any donations for the food bank to hold it up so some youth, some kids could come and grab them for us. Jimmy? Jimmy. Okay. Well, is there anybody else? Going once, going twice? Okay. Well, today, some of you were here last week and know already that it is Margot's 1 year anniversary since being here. It is also Clergy Appreciation Day. What a coincidence, right? So many of you made some gifts to give to Margot. If Margot wouldn't mind coming up here. Oh.
It says, thank you for all your help here. You are kind and nice and amazing. Thanks for helping us here. I know I haven't been down in the classroom that much. I was last year, but not this year, but at the last Sunday in October, I'll be down there. So I'm looking forward to it.
So that wraps us up today. Oh, I guess we can sing out all the kids. I would like to also remind all the youth that are between the ages of 11 to 17 to meet up in the hallway to be taken down to the youth group room by Miss Betsy and Jan.
Now, normally I would be back in the library online, but online disappeared and I wasn't sure to be back in time. So here I am. I'm the chat chaplain today. That means that if you can't make it here, you can get online. And we have a Zoom that really works usually beautifully. I was the one, yeah, well, I don't think it was my fault. Anyway, I want all of you to think about how important this space is to you. And if you're new, and it sounds like there's many of you who've tried us for the first time, or maybe for the second or third time, we want to be here for you. And we can only do that with your support. So I'd like to encourage you to go to the link that's shown on the screen, or to put what you can to help us out in the basket. Would like to invite the ushers to come up and pass the baskets. I'm gonna grab my little corn cubby.
Please join me in our words of dedication. We dedicate ourselves and our offerings to the work of this congregation, weaving a tapestry of love we call community, both within and beyond these walls. Our meditation hymn is in the teal hymnal, 1058, The Hours of Religion. It's short and sweet. Maybe Marianne will play through it once. Please stand in body or spirit.
So the words to that hymn were actually written in 1850 sometime by Theodore Parker, who was a Unitarian, an abolitionist. His church was a stop on the Underground Railroad, and he was committed that it's not about what we believe, it is about, no, it's not about having beliefs forced upon you, it is about what we do in our work, in our everyday lives. So I have a short reading. Sunday morning, the minister swirls a wand around the gong, the tone of the voice chakra, and it sets a tone for the room. We are now invited to hear every sound that will flow through the sanctuary in the morning. We're ready to give full voice to hymns and chants. As the service proceeds, I steal an occasional glance around the room. I want to look at the faces, curious to know, is everyone feeling what I'm feeling? What is moving others? Are they moved in the same way I am? Are we connecting? I hear the reactions to musical pieces, the wows, the sighs, the sniffles. I see tears, joy, calm, and a singular kind of unself-consciousness. This is all part of the experience of the hour as we sit in the sanctuary, affirming our worth, checking in with one another, worshiping in our unique ways, but together. These are the holy moments held in trust by those who weave the service with intention and attention. We worship and sing together in community, seeking inspiration not only for ourselves, but for the social justice and action work that we so passionately pursue, and what we are teaching our children in our classrooms. Any work we do within our congregation is bound to affect our work outside its walls. Together, we walk the journey of the church year, seeking and receiving inspiration, being reminded that what can be imagined can often be realized. In the words of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., everyone can be great. Everybody can serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You don't have to know the second theory of thermodynamics and physics to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul that is generated by love. Unquote. So today's message is about volunteering, and this feels like a very tricky message to deliver because I know everyone is busy and there's only so much time and energy to give. And if you've only arrived here in the past few months, you are probably just starting to figure out who people are and how things work and what the needs of the church actually are. We don't expect you to know that in your first few weeks and months when you come in our doors. But I would like you to just hold on to the idea that the church is so much greater than the sum of its parts. And we all are a vital part. So I'm asking you to stay after the service and not only get coffee and share a piece of cake for Sean, the administrator, and eventually go to the artist reception, because there's an artist reception where Patty, who was up here earlier, is going to talk about the submissions to our art gallery. But I want you to stay after for 10 minutes and mill around. There'll be tables up here, and just stop by the tables and see what jobs are needed for volunteers. Chat with people about maybe how your skills and talents and interests match up with what are the crucial things that keep us going here. I so badly want you to stay and do that I'm actually going to end. I wrote a short sermon and I'm going to end the service early today. So find out, is there a role you can fill? We are asking people to commit 2 hours a month to give to TUUC. It's a pledge of 2 hours per month. So you've got, I don't know, 20 minutes to start thinking about that. I also want to talk about why we give of our time, to see ourselves here as a gift economy. We are not a market of scarcity. We're not just in it for what we can get. It's how we can be of service. I also would just want to thank some people. So if you have engaged in any of the following things in the past 2 years, I want you to stand up and stay standing. Have you served on the board here? So stand up and stay standing. Have you been a greeter at the front door? Have you made coffee or cleaned up after the service? Brought treats for coffee hour? Served served as a worship associate, a celebrant, or a chat chaplain? What about a musician or singing in the choir? The tech team? Yay. They're hiding out in that office. It's hard to see them. Have you organized or attended or presented at a third Friday potluck? Crest Trail. So if you're going to go to the Friday potluck, just how about the day last January when we cleaned out the DRE's office at the end of the hall here? Served in children's religious exploration or in the nursery? Of course, many of the people, it's taking, I don't know how many people are down there right now running Our Whole Lives sex education course down there. There's a teen group, there's a elementary classroom, and there's a nursery. So there are at least 6 people down there right now. How about the auction committee or other fundraising? Were you a library volunteer? Did you host a circle supper? Did you work on the trans relocation committee? Did you organize and help at a parent group monthly dinner? Curated our wonderful art gallery. That was Patty, who was just up here. Did you display a piece of your own art? What about helping with safe parking, which is something we do out here? Okay. Did you help with the Pathways to Membership class? A chalice circle, were you a facilitator? Are you part of the social justice team? How about the Cups Pagan group? Okay. Did you provide lay pastoral care? Did you provide meals, transportation, or childcare? How about building maintenance? Outdoor work, weeding, mowing, parking lot striping. Okay. So of all of you who are standing, if you have volunteer, I want you to count up your volunteer jobs. Hold up your fingers. And I want all of us to look around and see how many fingers are up. Look at Bob, look at Thomas. Yeah, look at David Pettit. All right. Look at Sheila. Yeah, because they're on worship and fundraising and greeting and tech team and communications. All right, and at this point, I want everyone to stand up. Just everybody to stand up. Because if you're attending a Sunday service, I also want to acknowledge you. We can't build a community without people coming in our doors and attending a Sunday service, and we are delighted to have you. All right, so you can all sit down now. But I also want to say thank you to each other. This is time. This is how we build community, one gift of service at a time. It's how we take ownership of what needs to be done. And in spite of all the hours these folks are already giving, we are still shorthanded. And many people, as you've seen, work on multiple committees, which creates weariness. Some people are doing 2, 3, 4, and 5 jobs. I see the same names in my email over and over again. And I'd really like them to only have 1 or 2 jobs because the rest of us are picking up the other things. And as I mentioned before, the 3 main staff positions here, director of the children's program, the minister, and the church administrator are all half-time jobs because that's all we can currently fund. So we don't have time to do all that needs to get done, and sometimes things fall between the cracks. But if we had more volunteers, I know there are times when staff are creating something and then we could hand it off to people who are willing to follow through with it. So before I degenerate into begging, which is what I'm really trying to avoid this morning, no begging. And I don't want to make people feel guilty. That is not the point here. Instead, I want you to feel appreciated. I want you to feel inspired. I want you to feel fired up about how you can put your talents to use. And I want you to feel ownership because it's your church. In thinking about what I wanted to say this morning, I reread a piece by Robin Wall Kimmerer called The Serviceberry, An Economy of Abundance. Kimmerer is an indigenous person. She is a scientist. She's a plant ecologist and a writer. You probably know her best for braiding sweetgrass. But her Serviceberry piece was published in 2022, and I would imagine at least some of you have read it. And in that piece, she tries to educate us that the harvest, she's pairing the harvest of the serviceberry, which is what grows where she lives, a fruit that tastes somewhere between a blueberry and an apple, apparently. And she sees these wild serviceberries as part of this gift economy. She says, as she and the birds are just standing there eating the berries, this abundance of berries feels like a pure gift from the land. And in the presence of such gifts, gratitude is the first intuitive response to the improbability of bushes spangled with morsels of sweetness in a world that can be bitter. Unquote. So giving of time and energy and receiving it as well can feel complicated when we live in a consumer culture. Consumerism about giving and receiving, it's the what's in it for me. It's the grab it before it's gone because there may not be enough to go around. rather than a place where Kimmerer is saying, how can I serve? Unitarian Universalist minister Richard Gilbert echoes this as well. He explains that some of his theology as just the importance of being good for no reason, just to be good. Unquote. No expectations, no strings attached, just giving something of himself in the spirit of generosity. Service is an act of love for one another. It is about putting in some of our time to create a place that is life-sustaining for all of us. When we are in service, we are restored to our own energy and our own compassion. We experience more abundance in our lives when we are of service. Kimmerer also moves from gratitude into reciprocity. And my theme today is that, reciprocity. We come through these doors week after week to find the community we are grateful for. But part of what should grow from gratitude is service. That is reciprocity. Kimmerer tells us if we see it in that way, an exchange and a gift economy, then it multiplies. What we receive when we come through the doors is a gift of belonging to something greater than ourselves. A place of having the interconnected web reflected back to us. Not a place of consumption, but of meaning. And what we receive is meaningful, and therefore we are in relationship with it. We create a space where hopefully we all experience comfort, emotional safety, and true belonging. And from that belonging, we fuel our justice work. So please stay after the service today, and I am going to end early. Work your way around the tables where the committees and teams are situated. We're going to quickly move them right out here. Get coffee, get cake. If you are really new to us, we know your presence alone is a gift here. We do not want you to feel pressured to sign up or turn in a pledge. We're not going to turn you down if you do, but I don't want you to feel pressured. If you're just checking us out, you've just come through our doors, but you still might have a gift you can give. So I'm trying to just give permission to just walk that line of you're tipping your toe in to see how the community fits for you. So just keep an open mind that you might have talents that you can share. There's coffee makers, there's cleanup crews, there's worship associates, there's behind the scene work for Sunday mornings, greeters to welcome people to this space. There's always a building project. There's always volunteering for children and our teens and our religious exploration. If I had to rank all the jobs here, which I listed many, many of them, I can never rank. I can never create a hierarchy. I can never, because they all contribute in their own ways. So there's a lot to do, and let's get started.
Our closing hymn is number 128 in the gray hymnal, For All That Is Our Life. Please stand in body or spirit. For
My closing words are, oops, I'm always crowding Sheila. I'm always crowding the celebrant. My closing words are equally brief from Winston Churchill. You make a living by what you get. You make a life by what you give.
Actually, it's not your fault. I was confused. Where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed? So please join me as we extinguish, say the words to extinguish the chalice, and I'll have Margo do that. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And please stand and join us in our closing blessings.
To all of you out there in the Zoom, thank you so much for being here with me. I look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful day, and I hope your week is blessed. Thank you.